Happy Friday, and thank you so much for tuning in to this week's installment of our weekly video series. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue to call it the Jab Advantage Weekly Nugget. Um, I was thinking about coming up with a new name, but I'm not sure what. Maybe Financial Freedom Friday video series, or that might be a little too cliche sounding, but anyway, maybe you can help me come up with a name. If you have a suggestion, why don't you leave it down below in the comments? And it's going to be interesting to see what you come up with. But you never know, I might use one of your suggestions. So if you have a suggestion, please leave it in the comments. Before we get started with the video, I do want to say that my heart and my prayers are continuing to go out for our world right now with the coronavirus going around. Um, Basically, we've all been affected on some level, whether you have contracted the virus. Some families have lost family members. Some people have been really sick. Thank God for the people who have been recovering, which we don't hear that much about, but people are recovering from it. Or employment. Some people's job has closed. I mean, everybody has been affected on some level. So. Um, that being said, I have been continuing to cry out in prayer for the healing of our nation. And mentioning prayer, you may remember I have a previous video where I mentioned Peace Prayer Army. And what that is just a group of people that come together to pray together, pray for each other, pray for prayer requests that have been submitted. So I'm a member of the Peace Prayer Army. If you would like to become a member of the Peace Prayer Army and join forces in prayer for the healing of our nation, you could do that on their website. Or if you have a prayer request that you would like to submit for yourself, your family, a friend, a neighbor, a coworker, whatever, you could submit that prayer request on their website as well. And the website is called prayersamust.org, and I'll leave the link to that website in the description box below. All right. So on with this week's video. Those of you who follow me on social, or you're on my email list, then you may remember that last weekend I was scheduled to speak at an event. But of course, with everything that's going around with the virus, that had to be canceled. So what I'm going to do, if you have purchased a ticket, you should have already received your refund from the event organizer. If not, DM me, send me an email, and I can contact her for you. But anyway, um, I'm going to still share that information here during our weekly video series, Why Life Insurance is Important. And if you see me looking down to the side, I have my notes here because I will ramble and go all off track. I have to keep myself on track. Um, but anyway, if I had to say it in one word, I would say legacy. Um, Life insurance is designed to replace the income of the deceased family member so that the remaining family members aren't left in a financial bind. Um, to me, it shows financial responsibility. Um, you don't want to leave your spouse or your children um, I mean, it's already heart wrenching. It's already heartbreaking to have to lose you if you pass before them. Whoever's left behind is going to be in heartache. We don't want to make that situation worse by when you leave a mess. There's no financial order. There's nothing set up to protect them and to set them up for a bright future. So, too often we see the GoFundMe accounts, fundraiser accounts, and I'm not passing judgment on anybody's family because I know that things happen. I even know of someone who he had life insurance through his employer, but he had a terminal illness. And at some point, he could no longer work. he did not have any outside coverage. So once he was no longer able to work, he was no longer covered by company benefits. So he lost that life insurance. And when he passed away, his family had to set up a GoFundMe account. So I'm not passing judgment on people's family, because maybe they don't know that you should also have a policy outside of that which your employer provides, especially if you want to leave an inheritance to your legacy. Because what your employer leaves you is not going to leave a legacy that may cover your funeral only, or a part of the funeral and some of your bills and expenses. But basically, that's why life insurance is important. It's a way that you can still show love and care and provide for your family after you're gone. So, if you found this information helpful, insightful, um, you just thought it was good information, please share it with somebody. You never know who needs to hear the information. Maybe they were waiting and saying, I'll do that later. And this could be the reminder that now's the time to get that set up. So please share the information. Like this video. If you have a comment, I'd love to hear it. If you have a question, leave it down below and I'll do my best to answer your questions. Um, but thank you so much for watching, and enjoy the rest of your Friday. Bye.